Hello everyone, you might be thinking, why on earth am I showing you a finished product? Well, I forgot to hit record, so delaying I'm removing it right now, and so we're starting. First, I color picked from the skin and then desaturated it. As you can see here, the light source is at the top of the character, so we will be putting every shadow at the bottom. Remember to do it soft and light so that it won't be too harsh or too much. Here I'm adding shadows for the under eyes, and also I would like to add that your Zepeto should have minimal makeup for this, because some makeup already have shading for your character, and this does indeed mess up a lot and you will have a difficult time on like fixing anything or adjusting, so just use less makeup for this edit. And here I'm just adding shadows on the hair, and as always you can use the already pre-existing shadows on your hair as a guide. Continuing on, I'll be adding a much darker shade at the very edge of the face. One thing about shading is that you have to use sharp edges and soft edges. Here I'm adding the dark spots on the nostrils, and also adding the dark shades on the arm. You can use the blur brush for like a softer gradient, and also don't forget to shade the clothes. Here I'm just darkening any other shadows that already exist, and also I'm adding shadows to the collarbone to make it more prominent. Now this part, I am just like adding more shadows on the hair, especially the ones that are blocked from the light. This helps add more depth and also makes it more like realistic or 3D rendered, even though it is 3D rendered. But moving on, I'm adding more shadows at the bottom of the strands. Realistic 3D rendering heavily relies on shadows to keep up the illusion more. Here I'm just adding more shadows on the eyes. If your Zepeto already has like shaded contact lenses just like mine, please just keep in mind to not overdo the shadows. Also, pro tip, whenever you're feeling like you are done, you are not done, zoom out please. Zooming out really helps like point out some things or like certain areas that you've overdid or underdone. Now we're going to use the overlay layer to add more color. One of the few reasons why I desaturate my shading is because overlay does that coloring for me instead. Plus you have more control on which parts have more coloration than the others. Here I'm just removing the highlights on the nose because we're adding add layer next. Here I'm just adding a highlight to the nose, lips, and the eyes. Minimal highlights really bring out the minimalistic side of me. Here I'm adding a big blotch and then stroking downwards to like make an illusion of the eyelash having the shadows over the eyes. Here I didn't know what to do with the hair for now, but like I will be adding more later. I'm just adding sparkles or shimmers on the eyes because I like that. Just ended up using the sparkle brush because it's more easier. Remember to remove any sparkles that are on the darkest parts so that it doesn't really ruin or mess up your shading. And for the kind of sort of finale, we'll be using the dodge layer to like finish off. So for the last few changes, I use flat brush instead because it gives off that like stranded look and also it blends well with the hair. And for the second change, I'll be darkening the shadows on the neck to make it more softer and also like darker. And now we are done. So thank you all for supporting me as your mentor, and I really hope I can do better. And as per usual, if you have any more questions, please don't be afraid to ask. Thank you.